Jesus Christ, is he gone?
He's gone, finally.
Jiggy, 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 jiggy.
Aye! This is the greatest moment of his life.
The Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar show. The Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar show. The Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar show. The Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar, the Jiggy Jaguar show.
And you're watching freaking Jiggy Jag TV.
Thank you. Good night.
It is. So now I'm going to do this. I'm going to now say goodbye because we've got to get out of here. I've got somebody standing behind the camera because I've overrun it. And now if I don't do that, I'm going to get in trouble. I know you come from Kansas, but there you go. This is Adrian Paul signing off.
Lost my breath, lost my words, lost my mind. Inside out, upside down. When you flash those eyes at me, I don't know it. You got me on. Oh, it's been a while since you drove out of town. My jaw dropped, my heart hit the floor. Stars were gone, would have wrong a sad song, even just like a clown. Why you left was a mystery. I can't find my strength since you've been gone. I heard it's meant to be. That's always seemed best to me. The music guy.
Okay, Sunset Centers, welcome to the Red Shed.
How are you doing?
Pretty good, actually. What do you guys think of the whole experience coming down the road and coming into the...
It's a trip. It's a little bit of a riot. You never know what you're going to find, but thank God we're all Kansas guys. So we grew up in Kansas, and the only thing I would say that's a little different is where I came up, everything's a mile square road.
Yeah.
And turning into here, it's a little windy, and you can't quite see exactly where you're going. So other than that, everything was pretty normal for us.
It's definitely one of the most unique venues that I've been to, and I've been to a lot of venues in my life. But I had actually come down to see the Georgia Thunderbolts this summer, so I was able to get a first-hand glance at what was going on.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, oh, this is totally cool. I was like, these guys will love it. So.
Yeah, because we've had musicians and comedians that have come through. And see, at least you guys came through during the day. Coming through at night is a whole other experience. We always hear references to dueling banjos. Why isn't there dueling banjos in the background?
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
So, talk to me a little bit about how the Sunset Centers got together, because I know various pieces of you guys from other bands and other projects, but I've never interviewed the full Sunset Center.
Yeah, just all kind of, basically I had this vision of kind of putting this, what we call Whiskey Barrel Rock Band together. And just the stars aligned. Chris and I had just come out of playing together in another project. Obviously, we all knew Brad over the years. Tony had just come out of another band, so it's just one of those deals. The stars aligned. We all got together and like, hey, let's just get together. Let's see how this plays out, and things kind of hit right away. And we didn't want to just be a cover band, so we wanted to start writing our own music, and we started doing that right away. So, which turned out really cool.
So, Brad, how do you go from being, as I've always said, the best sound guy in Salina, Kansas, to being in a band?
Well, I kind of retired from doing sound, so there was a gap in between there, but I hadn't played in a while. But these guys, Tony and I were actually talking about starting a band, and Blake had an idea for this Sunset Centers, and I mean, he's the one that came up with the concept, and we got together and jammed, and before you knew it, Blake's like, "Hey, I got a gig booked." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I guess we're in a band.
So when you guys started playing, you guys just caught fire. I hear from all sorts of people, "Oh my God, you got to check out Sunset Centers. You got to do this. You got to do that." And what was your guys' initial response when this all?
That Chris is a wizard. Yeah, that's his nickname. He's the Wiz. It's honestly, it just people. I think if you're genuine and you play music that makes sense, that people can understand,
That's the key.
you'll get momentum. You'll get momentum. Like, yeah, I mean, everybody wants to express themselves or tell the human story, but do it in a way that people can relate to. Have damn good musicians like this guy, and this guy in the band, and things will happen. Good things will happen. It's a fun time too.
Yeah, we and to take it a step further, we wrote some songs right away that got popular pretty fast. Our first music video and song we released was called "Always Time for One More Beer," and that resonated very fast. And so,
I think I've seen that video.
yeah,
I think,
and so what happened? It kind of almost went viral right out of the gate. So, you know, and it's got well over 1 million views now.
Oh yeah.
And then we had a radio guy over in France that picked up on us. And so
All
we
the
started
stuff.
very fast.
Internet people.
All those
So-
damn internet people.
And then this guy has like 2 programs that run all over Europe and France and Portugal and the UK and Germany, like 150 plus stations. And so they love us and play our stuff all the time. We've been featured in various magazines over there and stuff like that. And then we've had some radio airplay in the US. But that, and then we've also had a strong following with military veterans and first responders. And then one of our songs was called Old Glory, that was kind of a, patriotic to showcase that vibe of things. And so, like I said, there's several things that just resonated. So.
That's awesome. So, what would you guys say your strengths are as a group?
We're old. We're seasoned. We know what we want to do, and we know how to have fun doing it. I mean, I'm telling you, like, you don't learn to play guitar like Chris plays overnight. He's put time.
Not
into his
everybody's a
craft.
wizard.
You don't learn how to, like Brad, not only is he an incredible bass player, he sings, he's got great vocals, knows how to hook us up with power, get us out of a jam, run sound if we have to. Blake, great drummer, hell of a promoter. Like, everybody has a role to play. I have to stand up front and sing. That is my one job. So I'm the blessed one of the group, but I think everybody's approach is just, let's go out this, do it right, and have a good time doing it. If we can't enjoy this, I mean, there's not really much purpose in it.
Yeah. I mean, we're writing cool stuff, have fun playing it. We have fun doing it, and it just, the crowd feeds off of that. I mean, and so, so it's a win-win for everybody. So,
That's awesome.
every venue we play, I mean, we always have a great time. And other than Hear What's BYOB, I mean, we sell a lot of product at shows.
So, Chris, you're a wizard. How did you get to be a wizard?
I grew a beard.
That's it.
Instantaneous, though.
Instantaneous.
Just grew a really long beard that I don't currently have right now.
He trimmed up.
It got
Still
caught in a
shy.
blender over the holidays.
So I guess I'll start over here with Chris. What are your musical heroes? Who are some of your musical heroes?
Oh Lord, I've got tons of them. Mostly 80s metal guys or 80s rock guys. Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, stuff like that. George
awesome.
Lynch. Heavier stuff,
That's cool.
Gary Moore. Sabbath, Priest. I'm the metalhead
Chris
in the
brings
band.
the edge to the band
Yes,
for sure.
I'm the metalhead in the band.
Yep.
So
Factual.
I guess I'll go to you. Musical heroes.
Musical heroes. My parents. No, I'm serious.
I gotta figured you were gonna say that.
My folks,
You've
my
got
folks,
quite a
because-
musician.
Right. You
Yeah.
start, you come up that way. Music's always a part of your life, always a part of your household, your world. My father was a professional musician. I watched him
Hall of Fame.
travel, leave, and go, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame guy. But, so my folks, I would say, gosh, foundationally, anything from Beatles to Stones, things like that my father brought me into. But in myself, I would say probably Black Crowes, Blackberry Smoke, folks like that I think are still playing rock and roll. It's just it's not a real genre anymore. You ask a lot of people what rock and roll means, and all of a sudden, we don't have a station for you. But
Yes.
so I like to just do it naturally, and I think those guys do. So my folks and those bands.
What about you?
Yeah, I kind of like Tony. I grew up in a musical household where my dad was a drummer, so we always had a drum room in the house, and he was a big jazzer, so I always grew up listening to jazz. But I was a rock and roll guy, so when I first heard like Led Zeppelin as a little kid, that's
cool.
That's what caught my attention. I'm a big Led Zeppelin, John Bonham fan, but I'm all over the map. Stevie Ray Vaughan, just anything and everything. So.
I grew up in a musical household too, and I'd practice. They'd yell at me to turn that shit down.
What about you, Brad? Musical heroes.
Oh man,
and
that's just so
influences.
tough to say because my genres go all over the map. Grew up in the '80s, so gotta love the '80s stuff. And
Country
then,
funk. Brad specializes in country funk. He gets the dirty leg.
Went through a big red dirt country phase where I was playing in a band that did red dirt country, was doing sound for a lot of those bands. Went through a big blues phase, I was doing a lot of the blues, national acts, and I still love all that music. It's just as you discover different music throughout the lives, you don't just get rid of one, you just add it on. And so
It's awesome.
there's just so many. I cannot believe you didn't say Led Zeppelin right off the bat.
He did.
You said Zeppelin?
Yeah.
Oh, you said Bonham. Yeah, he did.
But the funny thing about it is all four descriptions are basically describe the band. I mean,
Right.
we have
Yeah.
That's why we have songs
we have
that sound
elements
like
of all
all
this in our music, to be honest with you.
It's an
So-
amalgamation.
So Tony,
Yes.
before we got on, you were talking with your security about Van Halen and Van Hagar and all
Right.
that. Why is it that people remember, David Lee Roth, Van Halen, Sammy Hagar, but they skip over what's his name, and then we go back
Did he
into
sing for
Gary
Extreme?
Sharon.
that's
Didn't
it.
he sing for
There's some
Extreme?
new Extreme album coming out. It's killer.
Well, I know, but I don't.
Because whenever I have
I
conversations
think
with
you
people
can get
about Van
one. You can
Halen,
get one
they
shade
always
away
tell
from
me,
the
"Oh,
original
the other
Van
guy."
Halen and be okay. But if you go 3 shades, you're not. That's the rule.
There's actually some really good stuff on that album.
It doesn't matter, Chris. They broke the rule.
I just that just kind of triggered in my head when you were having a conversation.
You know,
about-
David Lee Roth just re-released Unchained yesterday too.
Brad has
Terrible.
a whole set of ringtones on his phone that are nothing but David Lee Roth vocalizations. Just the screams and squeals that David Lee Roth does.
That is
Pretty
awesome.
smooth. Oh yeah, it's one of my most entertaining apps.
So,
If we travel, that entertains me more often.
that entertains you more than anything. So, since you guys are big overseas, are you going to do an overseas tour at some
There's a number. There's a number.
I mean, it's just a whole. We've got a lot of things working or cooking, I would say, but there's just a lot of variables, and a lot of things would have to happen to make it even
Oh, yeah.
feasible to do.
Yeah.
You know, like the Atlantic would have to dry up.
Chris's people don't sail and they don't fly. They got to be
They'd have to
walking.
drive there.
Well, before I let you guys go, what's next for you guys after this evening? Performances, any new music, anything?
We got 2 brand new songs coming tonight, coming out
Oh.
tonight. I bet we've played them a grand total of less than this many times, and that includes recording them in the studio. So there'll be 2 new songs tonight.
They literally just got. They're not even released.
Yeah, Chris is
So-
still mixing them. That's another reason we call him the Wizard. He's a great mixer.
The Wizard.
That'll happen tonight, and then we got a lot of shows this summer, into the fall. And that,
Summer's the big. Summer through the fall's like the biggest season. For
I bet
us.
you guys are just booked every weekend, probably
As
twice
much
on
as we want.
Sunday.
So, but we're picky and choosy, and yeah, we're excited to be here tonight.
the
so.
Red Shed.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here.
Yeah.
Thanks
I'm
for
glad
having
you're
us.
going to bring half a Salina with you for this thing. Before we let you guys go, how do we find you guys online, buy your music, support the band, everything?
Just you can go to Sunset Center's Facebook. We have our own website, just sunsetcenters.com. So our own YouTube channels, Instagram, everything pretty much.
All
music's
streaming like
everywhere.
Spotify. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry,
anything like
all
that.
streaming
iTunes, Apple
services.
Music.
So we have one of the coolest things this past year was our new album. That's a live album that came out. We actually did that at the Fox Theater in Hayes. And
That's
it
awesome.
was recorded last April and then released in I think September or something like that this year. So of course it's on all the streaming services and stuff. So.
Well, and you guys are cool with me because somebody showed me a music video you guys did, probably the one that's got the million.
Yeah.
And a former Jiggy Jag TV guy, Bruce on the Loose, is in your video. So.
Oh, Bruce makes appearances anywhere he wants.
Bruce just shows up wherever, so I think that's cool. Well, congratulations on the sold out show tonight, Jaguar.
Thank you.
And thanks for doing this, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
I heard it's meant to be. That's always seemed meant to me. Why would you ever leave? It was meant to be. I heard it's meant to be. That's always seemed better to me. Baby, now I believe it was meant to be. Meant to be. Thank you. Guys, you see how it can work, right?